going to be my weekly past lives reading. I really have to have a lot of energy, and my energy has to be just right to do this kind of reading. The same with my twin flame and my all signs reading. For some reason, it takes a lot more energy than it does just the regular sign. I say just the regular signs, but you know what I'm saying. Each individual sign, for some reason, it doesn't take as much energy as these type of readings do. So I was kind of waiting until when the sun went down a little bit. My AC unit has gone down in the house that I rent, and it's been like 5 days. It got up to 86 today, so I have all kinds of fans going and have my windows open, and I'm hoping that's going to be resolved soon. So with that being said, I wanted to wait till the sun went down. But I did take a real good look at the cards. I've just kind of had them out. The way that I do it is I pull the cards, and I just kind of spend some time meditating on them, studying them, looking at them, seeing what kind of messages come through. So I believe I'm ready to go ahead and start with the reading. I did want to say that if you would like to have a personal paid reading, I'm doing those via video chat, and they are $50 through PayPal or through Cash App. And you get about 40 minutes of my time and energy, and we can communicate the whole time, and you can ask questions. And I can let you know what comes through as far as like past lives, or if you're interested, if you're on a twin flame journey like I am, what's blocking you. Or, you know, if you, in general, just want to know what's blocking you in areas of love, money, any type of abundance, we can do that via video. Or if you would like to make an energy donation, you can use the same links as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So we have the Two of Pentacles. And basically the energy that I'm getting with this is about juggling. This is about two choices. So I do feel like this has been a situation for somebody on past timelines. Anybody who's watched my last past lives video knows that I entitle it past lives, but really I tend to look at past lives more as timelines. Since there's no time, there's only energy, which we align to. All of these different timelines are happening at the same time. Which is why you may have some deja vu moments, or you might meet somebody and instantly your soul recognizes them. It's because you have been on timelines together before. So basically the energy that I'm getting with the Two of Pentacles here is this is two choices. So I'm seeing for somebody, and this can be a few people, but somebody who's watching this, that on a past timeline that you had to choose between two people. And I'm showing that this was a female and that you had to choose between two men. And one was more because of money, because of material gain, and the other was more for love. And I do feel like this was a twin flame connection. With twin flames, you know, we find each other in every single lifetime or timeline. So this was one experience that you had together. And I do show that you did choose to settle down with someone because of money, because of material gain. I'm showing that this was quite possibly during the Victorian era. But that you never quite forgot this love. And it could have been a situation where you still saw each other. That maybe this husband that you settled down with took long business trips, and maybe you possibly continued an affair with this other person. This is going to resonate with somebody because past life memories come up in different ways. They come up in dreams, they come up in signs, they come up in synchronicities. I know a lot of times stuff pops up in my inbox or like my email, and I'll be like, where'd that come from? It's crazy. Or it could be a song. You don't know how much encoded information is in songs from spirit, from your actual soul, that will help you to awaken to anything that you have been before in the past. But I do feel very strongly like this is very resonant, is going to resonate with somebody. Because to clarify that card, we have ancestors and generations. Now understand, this card came up with, sorry, I'm itching, came up with Aquarius too. And basically, this has been a theme. We are clearing ancestral patterns. And most of our ancestors are soul family, and they have traveled the different dimensions and timelines with us. So they're more than just family on this timeline. But I know for me, I've been clearing patterns as far as on this timeline, as far as holding grudges, as far as how I view gender roles. I'm very traditional about gender roles. I'm very feminine. I tend to be more in my masculine energy as far as getting things done per se. But when it comes to gender roles, I'm more feminine, as in I feel like the man should do the courting. And I don't do a lot of initiation of communication because I'm very old-fashioned. That's how I was raised. But once again, that is an ancestral pattern which no longer serves me. So I've been working on clearing these. But the message that's coming through for this also is that, like, especially with this particular timeline here, is that we can switch roles. So possibly like your husband in this particular timeline, the one that you chose for money, like on this timeline here, could be family, could be a father, could be an uncle, could be a grandfather. And once again, this is going to resonate with some people. And you're going to know by how it feels when you have that soul resonance. And past life information, when it does come up, you have to really be connected, and you have to really trust your intuition and really trust the messages coming from spirit. I know when I first started trying to patch together my past lives, I wanted to do so chronologically. Okay, well, how could I have been here and there at the same time? Well, time doesn't exist. There's only energy. So don't look at it chronologically, okay? You know, because you could have been in even 2 different timelines in the Victorian era. This can happen. And the reason why it can happen, like I said, is because there is no time. We have the 2 of Staves, which is the traditional 2 of Wands. And basically what I'm getting with this card, you see how she's waiting and she's watching for someone? The message that's coming through on this is that, and once again, this is a feminine energy, is that she's waiting for her lover to come home. Quite possibly he has maybe gone off to fight a war. He's gone off on some type of another message. Oh, sorry. Another message that's coming through is maybe the Crusades. Something religious, some type of religious crusade, and she's waiting on him to return. I have released a lot of the spiritual information that I have gotten from groups, or I have gotten from videos that I have watched, simply because I do connect now and get my own spiritual information. And a lot of what, and I'm not taking away from what other people are teaching, because I do believe that they do believe that is true. And maybe it's true for them. But something that I had heard that did resonate with me was that a lot of the times that we females are waiting around for our lover to return. So imagine that you're on this timeline now, and this message is coming through again for somebody. This somebody who was waiting on a past timeline for her lover to return from the Crusades. That is the message that I'm getting, and I'll show you the clarifying card here in a minute. On this particular timeline that you're on now, your lover has left you for whatever reason, and you're waiting for him to return. You're still a feminine energy. I'm sensing this again, that you're still a feminine energy, because, you know, we can switch gender roles, because souls don't even know gender, and we choose whatever physical form we're going to incarnate in. So your lover's left you for whatever reason, and you're in this waiting energy. And the reason why you're in this waiting energy is because of this card right here. So the message that's coming through from Spirit is that you need to continue living. Because when you are in a waiting energy and you're waiting for something to return, you're keeping it away. Have you ever noticed that no sooner than you stop worrying about something anymore, that's when it comes to you and you're like, dang, I'm no longer worried about it anymore. That's the energy I'm getting from that card. Because to clarify that, we have the Faith card. That's why I said I feel very strongly this was the Crusades, and that you were waiting for your lover to return. And see, this is the same energy as this one right here. The same energy, that waiting energy. And maybe he didn't return. I'm getting that too. And this message here is for more than one person. We have the Three of Cups. Now, the Three of Cups can be a third-party energy, or it can be a celebration, like a wedding. And so, I am feeling very strongly that this is some sort of wedding. Let me go to the clarifier card, because to clarify that, we have the Journey card. And I feel like this is a journey to a faraway place. So what I'm getting is, and this can even be more than one wife. This can actually be more a situation where there's more than one wife. And possibly, and there's a lot of feminine energy. There's some masculine energy too. I'm going to get to that here in just a minute. I think I have maybe one masculine energy in this reading. The rest is feminine. What I'm getting is that somebody traveled a long way to become a wife. One of many wives in a foreign land. And quite possibly this was some kind of family deal. This was some kind of monetary deal. Definitely for money more than love. If that resonates with anybody. And I'm getting that it was an exotic land, possibly somewhere in the Middle East. That you left your home and you traveled, leaving your family to meet this new husband and to have sister wives. Sister wives is coming up with this very strongly. But this wasn't a happy marriage. There's a lot of longing, a lot of wanting to be free from this. So if you're in a marriage now, and you could even possibly be a masculine energy now. You wouldn't have to necessarily be a feminine energy. And I feel like this message is from more than one person. But if you are in a marriage now where you just feel absolutely suffocated, and maybe this was a situation where you married out of convenience or married your high school sweetheart, and now you're just feeling very suffocated, and it's almost like you're having a midlife crisis and you want to free yourself, that is because of this particular energy. Wow. We have the Princess of Cups. And the Princess of Cups is, let me go to the clarifier first and see if I can work my way backwards. And I might have to pull an additional card. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. Hold on just a second and let me pull an additional card. Clarify the Princess of Cups and this Filippo Marinetti card. Clarify these. Well, that wasn't very helpful. So we have the Princess of Cups, we have the Filipino Marinetti, clarified by the 19 Rest and Rejuvenation. So let me go to this card first. This card here, the first thing that struck me, okay, I'm going to go ahead and read it. Forward march, looking backward ensures a broken neck. Your art should always wage war. The only constant should be a contradiction. Well, yeah, these cards definitely contradict each other. I feel like there's something in that. But see where it says wage war? These are warplanes. So when I was talking about a masculine energy, okay, I see now. Somebody went to war and they actually fought in these planes. So if you have ever been really fascinated with planes, possibly gone to like air museums, been really fascinated with anything Air Force, any type of planes, like I said, I'm a historian, so I'm going to say like maybe World War I. I feel very strongly that this was a past timeline for you. And while you were off fighting this war, you had left behind a young bride. This young bride while you were off fighting this war. And I'm feeling very strongly that you did not return, you did not make it home. This was like a lost love. And once again, I feel like this is some sort of divine soulmate, twin flame connection. And you will know because I feel very strongly that you are involved with this person again. And once again, the gender roles can switch because the soul knows no gender. And you'll know if this resonates with you because, like I said, you will have been fascinated with planes. And the person that you're with now, there is a significant sense of loss now that you feel. And the message that's coming through from Spirit is this Rest and Rejuvenation card. Really, in order for your memories, look how, you see how he's meditating? The message that's coming through from Spirit is if you meditate and kind of pull your energy back right now, that a lot of these memories will return to you. For you, this rest and rejuvenation is coming up. And maybe even you need to kind of go into hermit mode right now and maybe take some time off from your current connection to really work on that fear of loss that you have. And I feel like it's mutual. It's a mutual codependent situation that you have going on. And like I said, a lot of it starts with that sense of loss where you're both really scared that you're going to lose each other, that things are not going to work out the way that you want them to. That message has came through also. We have the Queen of Pentacles, and I think I'm going to draw another clarifier because we have the Queen of Pentacles clarified by the World card. Let me pull one more card because I have an idea what it is. I gotta decide which deck I want to use. All right, we want to clarify the Queen of Pentacles and the World card. This is why I need to get a better video system. So we have the Queen of Pentacles, clarified by the World. And you see how these are mythological creatures too? That's interesting too. And the clarifier is nobility, honor, high standards, idealistic, nobility. So somebody was definitely nobility. Somebody was a king or a queen. And or a god or goddess. I know it says nobility here, but I was just looking at how these look like mythological creatures. I'm almost getting quite possibly the Greek era, maybe some sort of Greek god or goddess. So if you have been drawn to Greek culture, Greek philosophy, Greek architecture, any of the ancient Greek gods or goddesses, then this is for you. And you will know which one of those gods or goddesses resonate with you. Now, I have said this before, and I said this in my last past lives video. There are a lot of people out here who resonate with Cleopatra, who feel like they have been Cleopatra in a past life, okay? And you're like, how can that be? How can everybody have been Cleopatra? It's because of the whole I am philosophy. Philosophy is not a good word for it. The I am, where we can be anything. The way I look at it is all souls form the universe, okay? So we're all one consciousness and we're all connected. With that being said, we can have been anything at any given time since we are all one consciousness. I know I'll get into that next time. I'm not going to get into that right now. We'll save that for the next past lives video. But I do feel like this is, like I said, that Greek mythology. So if you have any sort of creature or Greek god or goddess that you're really resonant with, really meditate on that. Really meditate on it, and write down your dreams and any type of signs that come up. Honor, high standards, idealistic. So definitely not an anti-hero. Definitely one of the more heroic gods or goddesses. Could be which one is it that's Greek? I know one is Greek and one is Roman. Which one is Neptune and which one is Titan? Neptune maybe? Or Zeus? That message is coming up too. Sorry, I don't know the difference between my Roman and Greek mythology right now. I apologize. I don't mean to sound ignorant, but the water god. We have mature woman. And see, this is, hold on, I'm going to switch these two cards around. Okay. The first thing I got from the energy of this card was funeral parlor. I swear I got funeral parlor with this card. And then the very next card that I pulled after that was the coffin, the death card. And I don't usually read this, but I'm going to go ahead and read it since it is a past life reading and we're not trying to manifest anything. I'm all right with reading the negative connotation on the card. The coffin foretells acute illness or loss of property when near the person. So it is near the person. So I'm feeling very strongly that this is one of two things. Somebody worked in a funeral parlor. Maybe you were quite possibly a mortician in a past life. And you'll know if that resonates with you because you would have always been kind of fascinated with death and morbid things and things that other people are kind of scared of. I know I tend to, love funeral, not funeral homes, but cemeteries and crows and bats and tombstones and that kind of thing. You'll be very resonant with that, and hell, that might even be from me. It might be, but I feel like this is for somebody else. And then there's somebody else that this is coming through that died of some sort of illness. And this could be several people because, especially on, lower timelines before we had the medical knowledge that we have now. Because, now we're on a higher vibrational timeline. And we died of all kinds of things back then. I'm getting TB, scarlet fever. And this is resonant for somebody, and you'll know who you are. This is the last card, and we have this change card. And I really feel like this card in itself is all about this era. And you see the gentleman with the luggage that's loading up the car. I'm getting for somebody was a mobster, and somebody actually stayed in like a Chicago hotel. And you'll know because you've always been kind of attracted to, like the old mobster movies and stuff, and maybe Al Capone. I know my grandmother, my great-great-grandmother was a maid. She was a housekeeper, a maid for Al Capone. And she actually, had met the mobsters and worked in the house. I grew up hearing a lot of stories about it. But that's what I'm getting. I'm getting that somebody was a mobster. And this is one of the bigger cities, maybe Chicago or New York City. And once again, you'll know who you are. This will really resonate with you, because you will have always been kind of attracted to those type of situations. But this is, I'm telling you, these readings here, they take it out of me. They drain me. They really do, because I have to be so much more connected for these type of messages to come through. Because they're very specific. But if you would like to have a past life reading with me, once again, we do it video chat. I will include in the description of the video that information, and I will talk about my special past life in the next past life video. It was my past life as a famous person, who I'm sure there are many other people who feel like they were her in a past life too. But if anyone, okay, I challenge you. If anyone wants to find a picture of me, and you can find a picture of me because I've got my Facebook links in the description of the YouTube video, you'll know who I'm talking about. Because people brought it to me. But anyway, you guys have a good day. I'm going to try to cool off. It's hotter than the devil's toenails in here.